In this brief lecture, I'm just going to talk a little bit about customizing SketchUp to suit your needs. Now, there's quite a few options available to you when you're talking about customizing SketchUp. In fact, it's more customizable than most programs you'll come across in the 3D modeling market. You can customize toolbars and the layout of the user interface. You can customize your keyboard shortcuts. If you really want to get down into it, though, you can even learn the code that SketchUp is written in, and you can write your own tools if they don't yet exist. Furthermore, there's free communities you can join that offer tools that plug into SketchUp to add additional functionality. They're called, ironically enough, plugins. So I'm going to walk you through the way that I'm going to be demonstrating my installation of SketchUp personally that I use. Now in this class, I'm going to be showing you quite a few things, but keep in mind that I use this installation for both teaching and professional level modeling. So I've got quite a few plugins that are all customized to suit my individual taste and my modeling style. Now you're free to add whatever plugins and customize your user interface and your keyboard shortcuts however you want to, but keep in mind that the recommendations I make for plugins and keyboard shortcuts have taken me several years of tweaking and adjusting to get to work to a really good level. So I do recommend that you follow the keyboard shortcuts and the other recommendations that I make. However, you're free to experiment. Now the way that I'm going to show you exactly how my setup is all shown up, I normally for this class will have the large tool set located under View, Toolbars, Large Toolset, over here free floating as a 2-column, just free toolbar. Now, if you want to see what my personal installation of SketchUp looks like, I'll go ahead and show you. Now this is my personal installation of SketchUp. You'll notice that there's a lot more toolbars. In fact, I have toolbars docked on every side of the screen. I've actually got a lot of keyboard shortcuts customized as well, so were you to sit down on my computer versus another computer with a standard installation of SketchUp, there aren't too many keyboard shortcuts that actually work as they do default. But we'll get into that a little bit later. What I do want you to know is that while I do have a lot of these toolbars all customized, we're not going to be using most of these in class. We might use a couple of them, but that's about it. What I do want to show you is how different my context menu is. Notice that if I right-click, I've got a lot more options than show up by standard in SketchUp. This is because of the amount of plugins I have put into SketchUp. Now, because I'm going to be working on this installation of SketchUp that I use for business as well, I'm going to be spending a little bit of time while I'm teaching you how to model to call out exactly what functions are bound into SketchUp out of the box, like this. So since we're not going to be using any of the features, let's say, down here with all of these plugins that I've put in, we're not going to worry about those in class. So when I right-click on objects, I'm going to show you where to focus on these individual context menus that you'll find all of the functions you need. Now let's jump back into the user interface I've customized just for this class. That's a little more like it. Now in the next tutorial, I'm going to cover how to install plugins, because we're going to be using a couple for this class. Now I'll be going through and showing you different communities you can sign up for to get free tools and free plugins for SketchUp, and where to get those and how to use them, how to install them, and all of that kind of stuff on how to set them up. So in the next tutorial, we'll go ahead and jump into installation of plugins.